Okay, folks. Well, welcome back to another episode of Where Are They Now? And I've got a fantastic young man on the line with me today, John Kennedy from Wollongong. And we filmed John. How long ago was it we filmed you, bud?
It's going back 2013.
That's amazing.
So that's 8 years ago. So it's time has flown, and a lot has happened since then.
There's a lot that's happened to you since then. I mean, since then you've had a whole family.
Yeah. So my partner Eliza and myself, we've had 2 kids. So we've got 2 boys, Owen and Robert. Owen, who's 5, and Robert, who's about 2.5.
That's
So
amazing.
it's it's played havoc with time. Our sense of time is completely different now. So time is precious.
And it's amazing that you've gone on and you've created. I mean, some of the pieces that you can create are just mind-boggling. Like to leave Salvador Dali for dead sometimes.
Well, I kind of feel like, especially having kids, it's kind of changed the perspectives. It's kind of made how you look at your work different. So it's been a different kind of energy since I spoke to you last back in the.
Yeah. So what have you done with the show, or and what's happened basically after the show? I mean, I know that you're teaching down at
So it's a strong emphasis on education. I'm just towards the end of wrapping up my Master of Teaching, which is also going to enhance even further how I teach art and implement that. Since the filming, I've had so many people go into workshops and classes. I've been able to really expand further around my teaching.
Okay.
And so a lot of students who have been coming to me, it's as a result of seeing the program. So I've been able to really skill up and improve as an artist as well because of teaching. So that's been on that side. It's been incredible. And also, Statelet, for example, has been extremely supportive over the years. They've also involved me in exploring their product even before it got onto the market. So I've been able to look at their aquarels and jumbo pencils and the 10B and all the way to the 12B pencils. And that's kind of, that's expand further my drawing repertoire. So they've been amazing, and they continue to be. So we've had a lot of those. There's been a lot of awards that have been won. So I got into the Moran semi-finals with my portraiture. I've been going into exploring miniatures as well, kind of being more cost effective. I think that happened as a result of having kids. Where you kind of compress it down to a smaller scale so you can kind of just get something done. But as a result, it got into Moran semi-finals. I've been able to win awards with these miniatures, and that's created a market for that. So, and of course, the big news of the year has been an incredible surprise. The last thing you ever expect. There was an artist and curator from America who he curates and collects works around the world. He came across my drawings back in 2016 and selected my drawing, and I then included 3 others into a magazine called Poets and Artists. So this publication, when it came through, little did we know that a Dr. Samuel Parada, who's like a physicist and is a jack of all trades, is novelist, an award-winning novelist, entrepreneur, just incredible talent, who has been curating all these works of 1,200 artists, put it onto a payload, which is called the Peregrine lunar lander, and it will be landing on the moon in 2022. So in early 2022 is when it will, I think it's called something Mortis. I think it's in the northeast on the moon where it will be landing. And it will be a time capsule that will kind of be like a snapshot of this period of time.
That's amazing.
So it's Artists on the Moon includes one AI, and I believe also the Ashes. I could be wrong, but I've heard that it also includes the Ashes of Arthur C. Clarke.
Wow.
So this drawing that's behind me here is one of the artworks, which we'll probably put that on the screen anyways, so people can see that. And that's coincidentally deals with Space Odyssey 2001. So it just, the coincidence of that connection and the fact that it's going along.
That is so cool. So what is what has your darling wife actually said about this all herself?
We're still in disbelief. We kind of had to just check to see if it wasn't sort of some kind of fake news. It was. So we kind of just did a double take on it, and so we got in contact with the Astrobotics, and it's.
And is it just the images that they're taking, or is it your story?
No, and that's the thing, which is so what's happened is that they've. I was going to say too that they also they include the magazine that it went into. So the magazine was a file that he was able to then upload into these chips that just hold a great deal of information, and while they're extremely light. And included in that is not just my drawings, but also a bio on my work that includes Graeme Stevenson. And Colour in Your Life, and the mentioning of the importance of that in my career. So Your Name and Colour in Your Life.
Oh my goodness!
Going to the moon.
Oh, that's absolutely fantastic, mate. Okay, that's incredible. Wow.
So and in many ways too, I was, I kind of found out about this in March of this year. I've had a little bit of time to kind of digest it a bit better. But in many ways, I was thinking that even all the artists that have gone through Colour in Your Life, in many ways, are a part of this. It's just reflected on my drawings. This is about Colour in Your Life.
That's amazing.
So yeah,
it's a little bit. It reminds me a little bit of, say, Voyager. I mean, Voyager is supposedly 12 billion miles away from planet Earth. Now it's gone outside the solar system.
Yep.
And that record is going to be on there until basically the Earth will disappear.
That's right.
And it's much the same with what's happening with you guys.
That's the same. So, who knows who may come across that, and that's kind of a reflection of where we were at this point in time in the universe. It's something like, it's hard not to be romantic about that kind of that way of thinking.
That's exactly what it is. But
it's, and for me personally too, it's going to be, that sort of thing for the kids too, to sort of know that years to come they can look up and know that part of their family is there. I think that's, for us, that's probably the biggest thing.
So you're saying next year, so are you going to keep us updated on what's going on as far as this is concerned, so we can tell the fans about what's happening? Yeah,
because originally the launch date was, they were trying to line it up this year to sort of coincide with the anniversary of the Apollo missions, because this rocket that is launching is the first commercial rocket in the history of spaceflight going to the moon. Wow. It's also the first moon mission leaving American soil since the Apollo missions.
Wow.
So as far as I know, I think it's going to be around January or February. But of course, with these, it may kind of vary. But they're looking at the first quarter, as they call it, 20.
Wow.
But we'll keep you posted.
What an unbelievable achievement! Congratulations. That's, I mean, to say it's reached the pinnacle of an understatement.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if we're going to have any tickets for the exhibition, but that will be interesting, wouldn't it? But it's a fascinating way to sort of look at work.
I mean, and after that, I mean, what do you think your future? Where do you want your future to go after this all?
Yeah, well, at the moment, I feel like I've been moving towards building up my own art school. Something which has been noticeable as I've been teaching a great deal of students now is the fear that students have with drawing, and that's something I wish to change. because drawing to me is something which is not just about those who are artists. Drawing is an incredible way of communicating. And so I'm looking at expanding that further. And that's also why I've been getting the Master of Teaching, so I can really implement that into the curriculum to, further deepen a diverse range of drawing, right up to drawing through virtual reality. Being able to understand that mechanism. So that's something which I'm working towards. I'm hoping to get an exhibition overseas, get a solo show on my work. But of course, I'm loving the merging the different fields of study. So looking at, and that ties in with the moon mission, is looking at science, physics, and drawing, and that how they can all work together. They're not separate things. They actually they gel.
Yeah, I agree with you. I was going to say, I think after obviously the advertising and the media that comes out for the moon mission is that you'll be able to pick and choose what you want to do.
I just think it's such a fascinating thing that I love that idea that, in many ways that's Da Vinci, for example, was about that idea of exploring how you're not just designated to one field. You're able to embrace and merge all these different things. And I really want people to see that it's not just drawing, therefore artists, who drawing, therefore many things. And so, that's an exciting kind of journey that I'm going on.
That's amazing, Bob. Well, thank you so much. I mean, I'm just absolutely gobsmacked at what's happened to you, and the fact that you really are going to set some pretty amazing examples for everybody else around you as you go along as well. I mean, there are other pinnacles to come for you. I can guarantee you that. But just to have us talk to you today is just absolutely wonderful. And I think
I like that. It's great to catch up with you, man.
Yeah, it really is. You're just a lovely guy, and I just loved watching what you do, and I just loved your company. You're really a good human being.
All right, thanks, and likewise, mate. It's and when all of this is said and done with the COVID restrictions, we'll definitely catch up very soon.
That would be lovely.
Great to do.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much, brother.
Great. Thank you, Graeme.